Trying to stay consistent. I forgot to mute my TV. Listen, today, I was literally listening to something on YouTube and worked over like 14 minutes. I was like, oh my God, look what time it is. And what dawned on me, I was listening to one of the pastor's sermon from Sunday. And let me tell you what I heard. It just stood out so clearly to me. A lot of times people are mad and angry with someone that they probably didn't even have a conversation with. That the other person probably don't even know what they did. And I thought back to a time when I was mad at my dad for a long time. Like, I don't know if you know the story. But I was mad with him for a long time. And I never had a conversation with him. I didn't know how to. I was sitting with this anger, this hurt, this regret. But underneath all of that stuff, like I loved and admired, him for bringing me into this world. But I couldn't get to that unless I dealt with all the layers above that. So, fast forward, I was asked to do something that I just didn't feel comfortable doing. And he was going to preach a trial sermon at the church he was playing. He was a musician at the time. And his wife at the time, my stepmother, bonus mom, she asked me, she said, would you mind, introducing him as, for this trial sermon? I was like, I'm not going to do that. And it was like, it was kind of a little hesitant. Why? I feel like we have a lot of unresolved issues that we never talked about. And I don't feel comfortable doing that, and I won't do it. And so now, like speaking from where I'm at now, I had to go through all these things to be able to forgive and release the offense, regardless of whether we had a conversation or not, regardless of whether he apologized or didn't apologize or knew he was supposed to apologize or even knew I felt this way. Like I had to forgive, and I had to forgive for me. And it wasn't easy, because when someone hurts you and when you care about them, it's so hard to let that go, because you feel like they should know. You feel like they should apologize. You feel like they should do something. And that's how I felt in that moment. Today, I forgive. In my book, The Day I Found Myself, I literally wrote, it's one page, just literally, it's a letter to Dad. And it's really just, how I feel and what I'm letting go of. Even though I never felt comfortable telling him this face to face. I felt comfortable writing it and expressing it that way. Now, I did eventually do a video, just, reading the letter to him. And I know that he heard it. He shared it. Never talked about how he felt about it. Never talked about anything pertaining to that. Really just didn't know how to. And a lot of times I think that people, and whenever we have this place, we don't know how to not be in this place. We don't know how to have the conversation because it just seems awkward and uncomfortable. But there is a way to have a conversation. An uncomfortable conversation is a way. You start off with the qualities that you like about the person, right? At least 3. And then you go into the point of the conversation. And I feel like when you do it that way, it's not a punch in the face, so to speak. It's just, let me just tell you what I like about you. I like the fact that you're a go-getter. I know I get that from you. I like the fact that you're consistent. You don't mind showing up. You don't mind being transparent. I get that from you. And you don't mind being who you are unapologetically. I get that from you. What I want from you is acknowledgement. What I want from you is a conversation that's not about everything else. That's about how I'm feeling, how I felt, And so that's an example of what you could do. Like, that's a real life thing right there. That's an example of what you could do in a situation like that. If you value the relationship, if you love the person, you don't like what happened, but you know that things happen beyond your control and they have absolutely nothing to do with you. But it's just something that you have to get off your chest. And whether you can have the conversation with the person or not, it's best to just write it out in the form of a truth letter, the total truth letter, and just write out how you feel, how you felt, and be raw with it. They don't have to ever see or read the letter or know about the letter. But it's so important to get those things out because they'll eat you up. They'll just eat you up. They'll literally make you sick holding on to that stuff. The moment I forgave and I released, so many doors have opened. So much stuff has come to me. So many people I have helped because I shared my story. Regardless of how uncomfortable it was, with tears flowing down my face, I still shared. And I will continue to share because the things that we go through are not just for us. They're for somebody else. I came out of the pit so I can help somebody else out. I don't smell like smoke. That felt good. This feels good. Wanted to be consistent with my podcast for this week. So I wanted to share what was on my heart tonight. Let me know if you resonate with this. Peace and love and blessings, y'all.